Welcome to How to Never Get Angry or Bothered by Anyone, Stoicism. In the next half hour, we'll explore the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy to help you develop the inner resilience to stay calm in every situation. You'll learn practical strategies for diffusing anger, nurturing emotional balance, and applying Stoic principles to modern life. If you've ever felt frustrated, annoyed, or outright furious at the words or actions of another person, you're not alone. Anger is a universal emotion, yet the Stoics believed we have far more control over it than we might realize. So let's dive in. The nature of anger. To begin, let's define anger. In Stoic philosophy, anger is viewed as a destructive passion, a distorted emotional response that arises from false judgments about the world. Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic writers, called anger a form of temporary madness. Why? Because when we're angry, we lose perspective and make rash decisions. From a Stoic standpoint, anger isn't caused by external events. Rather, it's our interpretation of those events that sparks rage. The Stoics believed we can train our minds to interpret the world more rationally, thus preventing anger from taking hold. In the modern day, we're bombarded by stressful stimuli, social media conflicts, rude coworkers, daily frustrations. The Stoics would say none of these things inherently cause anger, only our judgments about them do. Mastering anger, then, begins with mastering our own perceptions. The dichotomy of control. A key Stoic tool for preventing anger is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus famously taught that some things are within our control, our thoughts, choices, and reactions, while others lie beyond our control. Other people's opinions, the weather, traffic, random events. Anger often arises when we try to control what's not ours to manage, such as another person's behavior. We might demand that a friend or colleague treat us differently, or that the world be fair at all times. When reality clashes with that demand, we feel anger. To avoid anger, practice accepting what you cannot control. Direct your energy toward what you can control, namely your own actions and attitude. This mental shift may seem small, but it's transformative. Each time you catch yourself fuming over something external, ask, is this within my power to change? If not, let it go. Reframing perceptions. Stoics emphasize that perception is key. When someone cuts you off in traffic, your anger doesn't come from their driving. It comes from your interpretation, that you were disrespected or endangered. Reframing these events can dramatically reduce anger. Marcus Aurelius suggested reminding ourselves that people make mistakes, act from ignorance, or are simply focused on their own needs. By adopting a more charitable perspective, we defuse resentment. Instead of concluding, they did this to me on purpose, we might think, they're in a hurry or they're unaware. Over time, this practice becomes a habit. You'll catch your initial flash of anger, pause, and reframe. The difference is subtle yet profound. You're not ignoring wrongdoing, you're choosing to remain in control of your response, protecting your inner peace. Stoic strategies for emotional control. Let's get practical. Here are some Stoic strategies for managing anger and annoyance. Negative visualization. Spend a few minutes each day imagining minor or major irritations, like rude comments or delayed flights. Visualize how you'll remain calm, reminding yourself it's not personal. By rehearsing adversity, you lessen its emotional impact. Daily reflection, journaling. Marcus Aurelius kept a personal diary where he analyzed his emotions. You can do the same. Each evening, note moments of anger and how you might handle them better next time. Mindful reflection in the moment. When you feel anger rising, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself that you have control over how you respond. Even a 2-second pause can break the anger spiral. Community and mentorship. In ancient Rome, Stoics learned from mentors and peers. Today, consider a friend, coach, or online Stoic community. Share challenges, gather perspectives, and learn from others' experiences. Dealing with difficult people. One of the biggest anger triggers is dealing with difficult or toxic individuals. Stoics teach that other people's actions reflect their character, not yours. If someone is insulting or disrespectful, it says more about them than about you. Seneca wrote that we shouldn't take insults personally, Often the person lashing out is in emotional turmoil themselves. Instead of anger, respond with understanding or compassion. Or simply set firm boundaries if their behavior is destructive. You can maintain self-respect without descending into rage. If you must engage, do so calmly and rationally. Let your demeanor show you're in control. Remember, your inner tranquility is precious. Don't hand it over to anyone, no matter how provoking they are. The power of self-awareness. Stoics emphasize self-awareness, the ability to observe your own mind, spot irrational thoughts, and correct them. Anger can creep up unconsciously, so the first step is to notice it forming. Ask yourself, why am I upset? Is my reaction proportionate? What assumptions am I making? These questions bring hidden beliefs into the open. Maybe you assume someone's slight was intentional or that you must be treated perfectly at all times. Shine a light on these assumptions, and you'll often see they're unreasonable. Cultivating self-awareness takes practice, through journaling, mindful breaks, or just daily reflection. But over time, you'll spot anger in its earliest stages, making it easier to nip in the bud before it becomes overwhelming. Replacing anger with virtue. Stoics don't just say stop being angry. They advise us to replace anger with virtue, like patience, empathy, or kindness. Each time you resist anger, you're exercising a Stoic virtue. Over time, these virtues become stronger. Patience. Instead of snapping at a slow cashier, recognize they might be new or overwhelmed. Empathy. If someone's rude, recall that they could be going through personal troubles. Kindness. Where you might feel anger, try offering help or a kind word. By doing so, you channel that energy into something constructive. This not only prevents anger from harming you, but also uplifts those around you. Handling unfair situations. What if you're dealing with genuine unfairness, like being blamed for something you didn't do or passed over for a promotion? Stoicism doesn't imply passivity. Instead, it urges rational, focused action without the burden of anger. Anger can cloud judgment and lead to poor decisions. A calmer approach helps you plan a more effective response. Maybe writing a clear email to HR, seeking a mediator, or calmly presenting your evidence. You stand a better chance of achieving justice if you stay logical and level-headed. Remember, anger is optional, even in unfair situations. It might feel justified, but it's rarely helpful. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Focus on solutions, not rage. Building a life of serenity. By applying Stoic practices consistently, you'll find yourself less triggered by external events. People might still do irritating things, but your mental fortress remains intact. Over time, you'll experience a profound sense of serenity, an unshakable calm that underpins all you do. This isn't about being emotionless. Stoics feel emotions, but they choose how to act on them. Freed from anger, you have more mental energy for creative thinking, problem-solving, and genuine happiness. Imagine waking up each day knowing that no matter what happens, no matter how rude someone is, how unfair a situation becomes, you'll remain centered, effective, and calm. That's the gift of Stoic philosophy. Practical exercises to start today. Before we wrap up, let's outline some quick exercises you can start today. Morning mindset. Check, upon waking, remind yourself of the dichotomy of control. Tell yourself, I can't control everything that happens, but I can control my response. Midday anger audit. Pick a time, lunch or a break, and reflect. Have I felt anger today? Why? Was it in my control? Evening journaling. Spend 5 minutes listing any anger triggers. Note how you reacted and how you might improve next time. Stoic reading. Consider a daily reading from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations or Seneca's Letters. Keep Stoic wisdom top of mind. By weaving these small habits into your day, you'll gradually rewire your responses to anger and frustration. Conclusion. You've just explored how to never get angry or bothered by anyone through the lens of Stoicism. From reframing perceptions and exercising self-awareness to applying the dichotomy of control, these tools can revolutionize how you handle daily life's annoyances. Anger's not inevitable, it's a choice. And by choosing calm, rational, and virtuous responses, you protect your peace and become more powerful, confident, and successful in all you do. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, true freedom lies in mastering yourself, not the world around you.